the line that we're thinking about is so much smaller than we actually think it is. Like the gap between social and not social is like, can you just get from 50 to 51% social and 49% not social? Or are you going to be 51% not social and 49% social? Like, first, can you get from 51 back to 50 and then to 51? Like in anything, like you can go and play tennis, and it's like, if you score 49% of points, you're terrible. If you score 51% of points, you are great.
Mm.
And like the line is so much smaller than we think it is. Like, okay, you want to drink too many drinks. You go from 50 to 51% of inclined to drink, alcoholic. You go from 50 to 49% sober. And it's really not like a 90-10 type of thing or a 99%, 1% type of thing. We have all these 51, 49% type of things in our lives. Like, not in shape. I don't work out. I am 49% not in shape. 51%. I work out every day. I am in shape. Mm-hmm. And it's like, how do you just like tip the scales slightly in the direction that you're wanting them to go in? And that's just going to change your entire identity.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the working out one's a great example. If I'm not working out at all, I don't think about it. But as soon as a little bit of, I creep in a few workouts into my life, next thing you know, like that scale of going from 2 workouts a week to 6, it's not that far off. But I just went from 0 to 2. Now you're telling me I'm going from 2 to like a guy that works out every day. Like it's like you're saying, the margins are so small. Tennis, easiest example, Roger Federer, one of the best tennis players ever. You know, he's got his famous quote of he won, 51 point something percent of all the points he played, and he's the best player to ever do it. Right? So the margins in anything we do in life is so tiny. It's just crazy, from like finances, like the amount of people you hear the story of, like they bought in the right after the market crash versus the family that bought right before and they lost all their money. And then, like there's so many things in life, like in business, you got one guy that had a great year versus had a bad year because of one client that moved forward or this one deal that fell through. And it's so many things outside of our control. So I think going back to a lot of it, can we have like some sort of whatever? I think for everyone that's different, but you need some level of structure in your life to allow yourself to keep going. So what I mean by that is that, like, say I'm in business and I know that if I can just keep progressively building for 10 years in a career, 10 years down the road, I'm going to be super successful. So then why can't most people make it to that 10-year mark, right? It's because, at least what I've seen, especially like in financial advisory, the emotional regulation that takes and the ability to keep kind of putting one foot in front of the other, at some point, something falls off, whether it's a outside personal issue or the rejection that they get in business or the expectations they had and a deal fell through. It throws them from those slow progressive steps going forward to just fully fall off, and they can't get back up, right? And then they move on to a new career, or they've got this, terrible period they go through and they have to have a full rebuild. But the people that are able to just step one foot in front of the other, just keep making progress. And then when crazy life stuff comes up, whether it's in work or personally, they've built enough of a structure and enough emotional strength and regulation to where it doesn't catapult them off the track they're on. They're able to maybe hold their ground. Right? I've got like the CEO of one of the firms I work, the CEO of THG Financial. He talks about, like, when you start off in a financial advisory, building out that business, it's like you've got this boulder, right? And you're trying to carry this boulder up a mountain, okay? And so the thing is that you know when carrying a boulder up a mountain is not easy. So you just keep taking one step in front of the other, right? And the thing is though, you can't stop moving. Like you got to keep carrying this boulder up the mountain. If I stop, dude, the weight of that boulder is at some point going to start pushing me back down. And then in some people's case, like I'm talking about, if they don't have the structure in their life and the the strength emotionally, that boulder is going to fling them all the way back down to the bottom of the mountain. Full restart, then different career, new marriage, whatever it is, and they're having a full restart. So can I be that guy that is got whatever it is built around my life in order to just be okay, just taking one step at a time, right? And not having, because life's gonna throw a lot of stuff at you. You're gonna deal with death. You're gonna deal with just all these variables that are so far outside of your control. But is that gonna throw me off course? And I think the answer for most people that have maybe struggled with success in whatever area of their life is they've maybe been a little bit too susceptible to those what ifs.